There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Globe.
Psychologist, relationship coach, the one, the only
Benjamin Zulu.
Benjamin Zulu himself.
How to make your man be glued to you. What a topic, an intense and a super exciting conversation we're gonna be having here. Welcome to Benjamin Zulu Global Show. My name is Sylvia Kerimi and I believe you're ready to take notes on this one because definitely Benjamin Zulu has it for us today. How do we make our husbands actually be glued to us?
Yes, even before he's husband,
yes,
you have to win him as a fiance. So when you from the time he is your man in terms of you're married or you're getting married, I want to tell you some of the things that can make him glued to you, because this is a mystery to women. How do I continue to play hard to get? How do I keep him chasing me? How do I keep him choosing me? How do I know that there's no competition out there? When you're at home and you're wearing Crocs, you're not wearing high heels anymore, you're not wearing perfumed, you're dealing with life. When you're not all polished up, and when you don't have all the time to, play games, how do you remain attractive? When you're dealing with messy life, sometimes you're pregnant, you're not in shape.
And everything changes.
Sometimes you're babysitting. Sometimes you're just dealing with business, dealing with stress, dealing with whatever, life, health. How do you maintain your attractiveness through the different ups and downs of life? It's an enigma for many women, and for lack of guidance, many of them just lose and go plain, just plain. You meet her, she looks tired.
Yes.
So, one reason somebody said we are overwhelmed. One reason we are overwhelmed is because we don't know how to let people help us with the burdens. A woman who marries and she struggles to delegate, she's always on the brink of burnout throughout. You hire somebody, but because you can do everything better than them, you go ahead to do everything as well. A woman who does not know how to delegate will be collapsing. Because although she has staff at the office, staff at her business, and staff at home, she still does
it herself. Yes.
She does not. I'm training them, but you're just doing everything. You cannot stand imperfection. In fact, some women must be slowed down by life, by pregnancy, by disease, by something, for them to ever learn to delegate. Ask many women, they'll tell you they were forced to watch somebody do something imperfectly and did not lose her mind. You find that Sylvia can't eat food cooked by anybody. How does this taste?
It tastes different. You just love your cooking.
You want your children to eat what you cook. You want your man to eat what you cook. And then you evolve into several departments. You have the home, you have a career going on. You have another. So what if you had to wake up and cook because you can't trust anybody else? Before you go to work, you have already finished a full duty, 3 hours of cooking. Preparing children, setting this for the other. Then by the end of the day, you are out.
You're already tired.
You're out. You are burning. You drag yourself to everything, because to let go and learn to work with a team and let people who are less competent than you still do things. When I listened to teachers from America, they almost misled me. They kept saying should get A-grade players. A-grade what?
Players.
They're the ones who will give you good job. That was Steve Jobs. That's the big guys who performed Elon Musk. Until I heard a statistic that made my head spin. That the economy of Texas alone, the state of Texas, the GDP of Texas is equivalent to the GDP of all of Africa except South Africa. And Texas is not the biggest, it's number 2. So the second biggest economy in the one state in the US is more than 50 countries in Africa.
In Africa.
So I broke that down. What does it mean? The disparity on country level will be the same disparity? The countries are just landmass. We're talking about groups of people.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it's the productivity of people. I realize I'm listening to teachers who have a catchment of competent people 50 times more than the ones I'm dealing with. Somebody was talking about complimenting Vusi Tembekwa, telling him, do you realize that you've broken the sound barrier in South Africa, the sound barrier in Africa, the sound barrier into the world? You can be heard all over the world the way Africans cannot be heard.
Yeah.
Do you realize that some of the things you're doing, only people who are on the high ground of the US can do, high ground of Australia can do, high ground of first world. First world is like a high ground. Third world is like a valley. To jump from a valley and to jump from a high mountain, it's very different.
It's
Even
different.
if I'm a good jumper, but I'm jumping from the valley.
Yeah.
What I cannot do. And we're telling him, do you know having 1 million subscribers on YouTube and you're not a comedian?
Yeah. That's big.
You are not a comedian. You're not just massaging people.
Yeah.
And he said, okay, all right. I never sit to think about it. Sometimes I'm just doing the work. You know?
Yeah.
And he said, the more you grow, the harder it is to find people who are greater than you, but I keep looking for them. I go to the US and I sit in rooms where guys have 10 times more audience than me, 20 times more experience, and I feel refreshed when I'm the underdog. He said, I enjoy when I can learn. Guys say things and I have to write, I have to ask, repeat that, I have to get that one.
Yeah.
He said, that's what I thrive on. I read from there, I follow. I said, oh, look, the guys who are big don't care about being big.
Yes.
They like being small. The ones who are small are trying to be big and to show what they know. Do you see the opposite?
Yeah.
I realize in Africa we may not get what the Texas guys have. We may not. It's not soon, eh? Not now.
Not now.
Those guys have 200 years of independence. If you only have 50 years of experience, you're not together. Are you together?
We are not. We're not even close.
I said, wow. So when I listen to teachers now, I try to adapt it to my context. So in Africa now, I changed my advice. Don't look for A players. They have their companies and you can't afford them. You look for B and C. We're just using that figuratively to say the players who can do your work 60%, 70%, the person who can handle your child 70% well, who can cook the food 70% well, the person who can drive the cars 70%. Please, don't follow Steve Jobs. They are not. You don't have the options he has.
Yeah.
Don't follow Elon Musk. The options they have, you don't.
You don't have the options.
You know.
Yes.
Until they surprised me when they said all the techie companies have an operational plant, the techie headquarters actually in India. All of them. Google, Facebook, the techie companies will plant a center in India. Why? They can access very competent engineers at a low price.
Yes.
They have options. Always think about options. And when they asked, they said, to hire like 50 engineers in the US, you have to import them, I don't know from how many states, and pay them as much.
Yeah.
If I set a plant somewhere in Mumbai, asking for the same level of technological competence, the next 2 blocks, I will have filled the slots.
Yeah.
No air tickets, no logistics, nothing. They just come to work. The guys are very competent and they're many.
Yeah.
I said, oh, that's a thought I never had. That you should think of the population surrounding you. As you set your goal, sometimes you need to move your headquarters to where the population is more suited to what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So now I don't just think of my capital in Nairobi. I think of where is the resource closer. Now, that thought changed my thinking. And we were not prepared that you may never get somebody as competent as you.
Yeah.
And Tony Robbins said, because you trust yourself so much, you end up having your hand in everything. You spread yourself so thin that you're barely collapsing. You're barely making it. And then you don't have the energy to create anymore because you're in the operations. You're caught in the operations. You are not in the innovation.
Yeah.
And he said, I think he runs 114 companies. They're worth $80 billion. And just big guy is doing things. He said, I cannot do all that if I'm so perfectionist. I want everything to be done to my standard. I must tolerate a level of growth. And that's Steve Jobs said that earlier on, when he was a beginner, he wanted to fix the problem. If stuff messes up, he wants to fix the problem. He gets it sorted. Don't want mistakes. We need good product, good output. But nowadays, it takes a longer view of things. I should not just fix the problem, I should also train the person. So 10 years down the line, they can do it. I want a team that is competent, and we build ourselves to there. Because you said, even if you get people who are very brilliant, the way you do your things in your company may be unique. It may not be what they trained out there. So they may take a while to adapt. And that changed my thinking. That if you are so intolerant of any level of competence, you never grow your company. Many women have not been taught that the first thing you need to learn is to how to let go.
To let go.
Let go of perfection and allow process. Replaces the process. That there's a training before you can get to excellence. And you don't get mad over every detail. Yes, you are keen, you don't lower your standards, but you accommodate room for improvement. That's the mix. So the first thing to keep your man interested is to be the antithesis. Become the antithesis of the modern woman. What is the modern woman?
What is that?
Modern woman nowadays is materialistic. They go for the rich man. The man wants money. When you hear women talking nowadays, it's just about the man should have money. When you hear women nowadays talking, it's about her. It's very self-centered. Do you know nowadays culture can't tell you how to marry, right? If you listen to radio, talk shows, they confuse you more than they guide you. They say, build with a man. No, but if you build a man, he will go to Italy with another woman. Okay, then get a rich man. But he won't value you. He just is an asset. He can't even respect you. Okay, where are you left?
You have to be somewhere.
So the current culture is full of noise. And no guidance.
Too much confusion.
I'll tell you how you can make your man to never joke with you except at high risk to himself. That's the only thing you can hope for. Should make it very expensive to be cheated on. You can't stop people from playing with you, but you should make it very expensive. Make sure they will live to regret it. Not because you shoot them in the head, but because you become a person they can't replace. And how do you do that? Be the opposite of the current woman. The modern woman does not want patience in building. The antithesis is the woman who goes against the noise of culture, takes her principles, and she stays on them. For example, find a man who is worth taking the risk and go all in with him. Don't be careless. We said when you are caring, you're vulnerable. If you care for the wrong person, they'll just tear you apart. That historically has been the problem of good-hearted people. They go around trusting the wrong people instead of doing a lot of due diligence. So they go around bleeding, complaining. When you are kind, this all just takes advantage. You're supposed to be kind and cautious. You're supposed to be prudent. Supposed to exercise due diligence. If you know you are a deep lover, you should do a lot of deep investigation before you love deeply. But people just, love is a scam. When you love, it's your naivety that's a scam. So we are saying, go the opposite. Find a man, prepare to build with a man. Find the man you think is worth taking the risk with. Take the risk and go all in. Shut out the world. Let them talk. And your man will know, I have one woman who has voted for me with her life. And she doesn't listen to society saying, stop building, man. Eat where you can. Take what you can. Others will eat. Others don't care. Tell me I trust you. The biggest word a man wants to hear more than I love you is I trust you. That is a kick of confidence. That my woman trusts me. That alone, Sylvia, will make you the only woman in his world. Again, it does not mean you tie his hands. You go to which doctor that he can't do something. You don't have courage in where then you're taking to this Loliondo man, I don't know, in the back street somewhere, somebody has drawn themselves wearing, and then you're jumping up and down, you're coming home, moving rivers. You don't have to perform theatrics,
You don't have to.
No. Trust the man, build him. Remember what you said? You never build people without building yourself. Them. You grow with them. You build with them. You evolve together. Anyway, if you remain behind, you can't build me. You can't converse on the same level if you're not part of what I'm doing. So remain you're part of what we are doing. But you're saying you trust him, invest in him. it gives him a fear and a shock when he imagines screwing up that. Because it is the only jumping board he has. Let me tell you for free. Because you don't believe it.
Okay, we are ready.
Tell you for free that the average man has nowhere else where he is supported with no interests, no conflict of interest, except in his house.
Yeah, sure.
Nowhere in this world. Men like to be hyped. You have these boys around and they got companies. Oh, they salute songs. You're just being hyped for what you have. The only place you have no conflict of interest, loved for who you are, in all states of mind, in all states of finances, is in your home by the right woman. Those who take home the wrong woman don't have anywhere they are loved. That's why they wither quickly. Those who marry wrong have nowhere they are loved. That's why they die quickly.
Yes.
Those who marry right have one place.
That's deep.
That's the only place he can be ugly in peace. He doesn't need to be neat every time.
Yes.
Do you know that home feels so warm and loving when you can dress down, collapse anywhere, and you have no consequences?
Yeah.
Nobody's looking for you to snap and put on light. And good, wise men don't bring cameras at home. No, you cannot expose the sanctity of their privacy.
Yeah.
They can't. They can't. Not in the madness of content creation. That's kind of stupidity. They can't do that.
Yeah.
You don't see their children all over. You don't see their inner life all over. You meet at work.
Yeah.
You do work. They disappear into their house. They close themselves in.
Yeah.
You will see each other tomorrow. That's where they go replenish.
Yes.
They refresh. Do you know sometimes the magic of our home is that a cup of tea at home is not the same cup of tea in a hotel?
Yeah.
Do you know it can feel heavenly to just share a meal with your baby? Not even your food, the baby's food. At home you can be silly.
Yes.
You're not taking grown-ups' food.
Yeah.
And just that
Someday you can take
people
my
asking,
outside.
Sylvia, you have not eaten. I've eaten child's food. Okay, you eat baby's food. Baby wanted to eat with her. If I don't eat, she does not eat. You know, my babies are funny. They want your food. Theirs they don't want.
Yes.
They want your water. They can't even lift the glass. But they don't want theirs.
They don't want theirs.
You know? Do you know how heavenly it can be to skip rope with your child?
Yeah.
A memorable song. A man goes home because by just watching a game with a child, watching that thing, Akili, these kids think they're watching.
Yes.
It feels differently. And when it's a haven of retreat of peace, because he knows here, he does, even when he has no money, there's no judgment.
Yeah.
Even when he's not winning, there's no judgment.
Yeah.
And people care how he's doing when he's coming home. Even all other places you should pay. You should pay.
Yeah.
At the hotel, at the club, you should pay. At the gym, you should pay. You should pay. And if you don't pay today, they can only be tolerant for so long. Only at your home, you're not paying.
Yeah.
So be that woman who trusts him, and you built a home where he can retreat to, rejuvenate. He will always know, I owe that woman the peace I have.
Yes.
The calmness I have. And one lady said the husband loves some things that she doesn't connect with. He is up country, she comes from the city. So his choices of meals, the things that give him treat. You know, if you want to treat a guy, what a person, you think of what they love. It's what she will go to the market to buy some farm produce. Yeah. They make him some matoke a particular way. The mother used to make it. And now he feels,
I'm home.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm talking about those little things that he knows, that woman trusts me. Be the antithesis of the current materialistic, short-sighted, self-centered woman. Be the trusting woman.
Yeah.
Be the one who supports sincerely. You'll appear stupid in the world's eyes, Because then they are saying you should take the money, put in a secret account.
Yeah.
Should make sure the assets are in my name.
Yeah.
Should make sure you have something going on secretly with your mother, with your sister. I don't know, with your brother. Applying green card. I'm here with you and you're applying.
You want to go?
No, I'm just applying. You know, you're trying to ask for those go to America and it's not something we're doing together. Because your cousin is applying for you. Because your sister is over there. You know, some people have a relative there. Yeah. There's some people. Then they are filled with the stories of life here. So you find them, their mind is in California.
They're not here with you.
I just want you to know that a lot of times what we are talking about is not just one act.
Yeah.
It's who you are, you trust him, you're patient with him. Be the antithesis. And the second thing I want you to do, and it will be glued to you, is be his defender to your family, to your girl. Women tend to be the ones who connect to the grassroots community a lot of times. The groups of women there, you know, the current of affairs going on. A lot of times the man has this princely energy and he may not learn what is being whispered. It's the woman who should collect it. The man has the intelligence he uses for his operations, but as it pertains the politics surrounding the families, the games that people play, the relatives, many times it's the woman who has her ear on the ground.
True.
Many times it's the woman who can talk stories with just a nanny there, and she's given a full copy of the gossip in the neighborhood.
Yes.
What people are saying. Many times I want you to be his defender. Do you know, if you just depart from defending your husband and you allow him to be branded as this proud man, stingy, doesn't give people money, he isolates himself, does not win. If you allow that, it will stick.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's the woman who tells you we need to attend this function, it's important for social connection.
Yes.
The man was not even thinking that way. He was thinking logistics. Okay, which day does it, or how much does it go? You know. The lady says this is an important one. Several people be attending there, and we should not appear like we abandon the people. If a man marries a woman who does not have that sense, he will suffer for it. Many women don't have that 3D intelligence.
Okay, and when you have this very good man, let me say good man,
Yes.
or quality man,
Yes.
and you want to communicate maybe your expectations as a lady, how do you communicate these expectations and needs, like future plans, maybe purchasing something, without coming across as demanding?
You should have regular meetings where you talk about your family's development. Many people make it a dinner weekly or twice a month or something. But you should not be looking for where to bring up development agendas. You should have a dinner just for that.
Okay.
You pick up where you left last time and where are we now.
Yeah.
There's no organization that can go without communication.
True.
And family is also something like that. You need to communicate on where we are. While we are in the business of day to day, that's not a teachable moment. That's not a moment you're going to go deep.
Yeah.
All companies have meetings where they discuss where they are, what they're doing. You need something similar.
Yeah.
To connect with each other, but also to fast track our goals. So you need mutual goals. It cannot be that you hardly talk and people have to walk on eggshells looking for an opportunity to bring up this and that.
Yeah.
No. If at all you're building together, you need to be communicating together. And how you communicate about goals is how you do vision boards. What is our major goals this year? What is no longer viable?
Yeah.
What should we adapt? What should we adjust? You should have a way you communicate. What are we up to? What are we working on? What are our priorities?
Yes.
What should we focus on? If you don't do that, people who hide, some people hide what they're doing from their partner. They have to get somebody else to discuss with. Their boyfriends, their girlfriends.
Oh.
Yes.
And then you end up having a helper.
Everybody needs a way to think, somebody to help them think. And because your partner knows the inside of affairs, they can help you better.
Yeah.
And sometimes even just discussing where to take money, where not to invest, what you think, or even a friend who is standing against us, or even when to change our equipment, upgrade this. There's a lot going on just running a family. And if you don't have a systematic way of communicating again about it, it won't work. So those are one of the moments, so that even if you come up with idea, you can note them for discussing that time.
Oh yeah.
You can bring it up now.
Yes.
If the moment is not right, we wait for the time when we usually meet.
Agendas.
Yes. That time now, that space is open to, this is what I think, this is what I thought, this is what I thought. And if you make it consistent, so that even if you're not in talking terms romantically, you must still be in talking terms practically.
Sure.
You must talk projects.
Yes.
You must talk money, budgeting, planning, priorities.
Yeah.
Outside foreign affairs, you know, the foreign affairs from outsiders.
Yes.
You must discuss, you know, and internal security.
Where are we?
What internally, are we safe?
Yes.
External affairs, what are we dealing with? Treasury.
Yeah.
How is our treasury doing?
Oh my goodness.
Agriculture. How about our food? How are we doing there? Home affairs. You know, that is something you must keep talking.
Yeah.
If you don't talk, that union won't work.
Yes.
When you raise children, they keep crossing milestones. There's a birthday coming up. This one is joining this kind of school. I got this kind of vibe. Is that school good? Should we? Let me consult. And you're not there. You are the one to call your friend, check it, give us feedback by Wednesday. Let's see if we can, that correspondence is necessary for families to function. You cannot bottle up, I've been waiting for opportunity to suggest, I've been waiting. Huh? When shall we build?
We won't.
You must be able to say, that farming project, I think it was a failure. We should not repeat it. But now if you don't talk, you repeat it. You repeat it, failure, you lose more money, get stolen from. You know, if your mom texted, say, I'm coming on Tuesday. When are we going to discuss now that your mom is coming on Tuesday? What does that mean to us? Why is mom just reporting she's coming? She's not asking whether we are convenient.
Yes.
You know? What should you do? She need a hospital checkup. But is this the only place you can do checkup? Can we facilitate that beginning? How come to think of it by the let me do this? And be able to agree on a position.
Out of communication.
If you don't communicate, she knows she can go through you because she's a mother-in-law. You can't say no. The other manipulates from this side.
Yes.
The other manipulates. You can't function when you don't have regular, systematic communication with your partner just about what you're doing, your lives. And then the issues bottle up. Issues bottle up.
Yeah.
When you have this, you didn't feel treated well. You didn't feel included. Didn't think they should do that. They did not consult you. They did not ask you. You only were surprised to hear people talking about your family issue. You heard that this person, you only heard about it. You come to explode. Many people are falling apart, not because they can't work, because they don't communicate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing. Such a powerful conversation here. Things that we need to be learning. Now, to get Benjamin Zulu's wisdom, or to share in his wisdom, go to www.benjaminzuluglobal.com and purchase a book. Books written by wise people who have learned. Sometimes they learn from mistakes and they compile from different people and researchers. Please go, don't make a mistake in life. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation. Bye-bye.
There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Global.